Here's everything you need to know about the first 6 episodes of 24 Legacy in 5 minutes. Okay, start the clock. This is Eric Carter. Headed up a 6-man Army Ranger mission that took out infamous terrorist Bin-Khalid. Now back in the States, living in hiding, happily ever after with his wife, Nicole. Well, kind of happily ever after.
You gotta get past everything that happened to you over there.
Okay.
But Grimes, a member of his squad, warns their cover's been blown. And before you can say home invasion, these guys want a strongbox taken from Bin-Khalid. Luckily, Eric's not the only badass in the family. Time to call in the cavalry, or at least one of them.
We're blown.
Meet REBECCA INGRAM, former head of CTU who ran the Bin-Khalid mission. Also of note, she's married to Senator John Donovan, who's currently running for president. More on that later. For now, Carter needs help tracking down Grimes, the only squad member still alive. He must have the strongbox the terrorists are looking for. And being that someone leaked the Rangers 411, the only person Rebecca can trust is Andy Shalowitz, a guy who likes to get his Chloe on. He also used to date CTU agent Locke. Things ended poorly. Can you say office drama? Okay, let's stay focused. The clock is ticking. To keep Nicole safe, Carter drops her off with his brother Isaac. They're estranged because he's a drug dealer and also Nicole's ex. Can you say family drama?
Damn, boy, you got a pair on you.
Now about that leak, Carter thinks it might be Keith Mullins, Rebecca's replacement at CTU. Only one way to find out. Turns out it wasn't him. Oops. So then who is it? More on that shortly. Let's get back to Carter. He catches up with Grimes and finds out what's in the strongbox, a list of sleeper cells.
These codes go out, they launch attacks all over the country.
Their conversation is cut short. Carter almost gets crushed, and they get separated. Now, Grimes wants money or he'll hand over the list of sleeper cells. Speaking of sleeper cells, meet Amira, high school student who seduced her chemistry teacher, Mr. Harris, to help build a bomb for her brother. Unfortunately, her ex-boyfriend finds out. Can you say high school drama?
God, Amira, I'm gonna tell everyone!
Now, he's dead. Or at least they thought he was dead. They can't let him talk, so Amira pays a visit to him at the hospital and now he's really dead. Okay, back to that leak. At first, it seems to be Donovan's campaign manager, Neela. But before you can say plot twist, we find out it was actually his father, Henry, who was being blackmailed by the terrorists. He gave in to save his son's campaign. Donovan is crushed, and Rebecca is ready to interrogate her father-in-law. Can you say mucho family drama?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Tell her the truth!
Meanwhile, Carter is still trying to get that list of sleeper cells from Grimes. He needs $2 million fast. His ATM card has a limit, so he goes for the next best option. Confiscated drug money from inside a police evidence room. What could go wrong? Actually, quite a bit. Here, we'll show you.
Lower your weapons!
I have Rebecca Ingram. She's explained everything.
But all's well that ends well, and with the money in hand and CTU now backing him, Carter meets up with Grimes for the exchange, which naturally goes off without a hitch, right? Wrong.
Carter! You lied to me!
Not only that, but Jadala, Bin-Khalid's son, shows up. We find out he's the one after the list of sleeper cells, intends to finish what his father started. He wounds Grimes and grabs the list. One problem, the drive is damaged, so he can only get info on one sleeper cell. One more problem, Amira's father has decided to pay a visit. Can you say hardcore family drama? Since they're tied up finishing the bomb, they decide to tie him up, literally. Back at CTU, Grimes is stitched up and ready to repent, has a way to make things right. Knows a gun smuggler named Gabriel who might just know the terrorists' whereabouts. It's sketchy, but also their only hope. Mullins isn't willing to risk it. Carter is. Gets Andy's help to get Grimes out, a fact that is not going to sit well with Mullins. They go. Doesn't go well. We find out that Grimes has wronged Gabriel in the past. Banned. No more Grimes. Carter turns the tables on Gabriel, but before CTU can get there, Gabriel kills himself.
Son of a bitch.
Meanwhile, Nicole has problems of her own. She's found out that Isaac's current girlfriend is setting him up to go down.
Get out of there, Isaac.
There's a lot of that going around. Jadala is also facing an insurrection, so he takes care of the problem. But not before that lone sleeper cell is activated. And speaking of insurrections, Mr. Harris just wants to be with Amira.
You don't have to do this.
Tries to take her brother out. They both end up dead, leaving Amira to finish what they have started. Her father gets loose, tips the authorities. They try to stop her. But
No!
Jadala is determined to activate all the sleeper cells. He's not having any luck restoring the flash drive, so he grabs Nicole and Isaac and leaves Carter in an impossible situation. Bring him someone to fix his drive or else.
I'll make sure that their deaths will be slow and agonizing.